Alright YouTube, what is doing? It is time for part 11 because it is Sunday and I've just watched bloody Cronulla win, break the 2-game losing streak, and also the Tigers go on Golden Point over the Roosters, which is insane. Vibes are high on the Sunday. On this week, it was an insane week of training. I think I've PB'd almost like every single day, and I think particularly after sickness, it's like nice to see that happening. So Monday we had Hank Powers. Was feeling a lot better than the previous week, so decided to do a lot of my sets at 120, and then I went for a single at 130. And then because I was feeling good, I jumped from 130 to 140 and just tried to hang snatch it. When I do jumps like that, that means I'm very, 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 very confident in my abilities, because usually 135 is that in-between weight, so I had sort of 3 solid attempts and then called it there. Hang power snatch has been going really well. Hopefully hit like a 130, a little bit higher, and then a 135, so that I can snatch 150 hopefully soon. Then hang power cleans, these were the best they've ever felt. I missed that 140 and I was like, okay, pull your finger out. Past few weeks I've just been trying to straighten up my pull a little bit more by using my legs and my back and keeping my arms a little bit longer. That's the sort of like pretty decent first set at 140, and then this second set was like 10 times better. Actually staying with the bar and pulling through and some actually really good speed on them. Versus the past few weeks with the 130s, they've been higher but sort of sporadic and just going a bit everywhere. But these pulls have been going well. I should have got my OVR on these. These were moving on this day. Then Tuesday, I just kept it as the strength day. It was rained out at Dunbar, so I didn't feel like going out. I went to World Gym the week before, and I sort of noticed that they actually got a skill mill now, so I might actually get my session there instead, which will be a massive help when it's rained out, so I can still hit a double sesh. But yeah, strength session, I got a 3RM at 190, which was super slow. So I then did all my drop sets at 170, and then I did a really good triple at 180. As my usual rule of thumb with these, if that sort of top set is super grindy, like you just need to drop it back, do your 3x3 and move it a little bit more intent, because then that's going to help my lifting for the rest of the week and in the future, versus like trying to struggle through the top sets that just don't make sense, because then I won't be able to do anything on the Keiser the following day. So I was actually super smart about this, but then, those two 170s moved and I was like, okay, sweet. Let's see what 180 kilos goes like. And this was like probably the fastest I think it has moved. Just, yeah, you can even see on the eccentric there, just like dropping down into a little bit more and not leaning and trying to use my back as much. Just using my hips and my quads, which is good. Then did 3x3 bench at 150 once again, which was nice. And then all the RDLs at 160 kilos for 3x10, I believe. So it was a good Tuesday. Given how heavy I went on the Monday, I was stoked. And then it actually meant that I had a lot of gas for my Keisers. So I PB'd at 180 with 3400 watts, which is like a crazy PB. Then I hit 3600 with 200, and then another 3600 with 220, so that one was like pretty hard. And then 170 also hit 3300 for my DS, so like all like massive PBs, which is great given the week I had before. So after those first 3 sessions of the week, leading into this Friday session, I was like, okay, I'm probably going to do something pretty good here. I did. Like, I came in, the power cleans were moving, doing that sort of same like power clean and push press max really quickly just to see where we're at. You can see how high I'm catching 150. This is like pretty similar to how I started catching 140s. Like I'm, not bending the knees nearly as much. I'm meeting it way better. It's just then going up to this weight, which is 160, my brain's still a bit stuck on it. Like I still need it. I mean, it's arguable power, but I need that to be high given what 150 was. So all these 160 clean and jerks were super easy. I did 2 sets because I was trying to power it. Then I went to 165, wanted to have like a little bit more gas to try some 170s. And the 170s were just shit. I've only put in the one good one that I did. The jerks were feeling really good, but the cleans were super crashy. Oh, we're going to get the full edit here. That's alright. You can see my abs and how good my new weight is. So this 165 also moved really well, but it's sort of like I need to be doing way more than that because they can move really well all the time, but unless you lift heavier, what's the point? So yeah, a little bit of insight into like trying to get this bloody 180. So you can see super crashy, just pulling through a little bit too early and not keeping enough pressure on my middle finger, but the jerk is awesome. So that's the positives out of that. Then I did a few front squats at 180, a few doubles. Because of the grindy 170s I had, these felt pretty hard. So again, same sort of rules because I wanted to train on Saturday. You just got to be relatively smart with your loading to make sure that you are able to train the following day. And then Saturday was actually a big surprise with how well it went. So Saturdays have sort of been like a filler session. Like, I love training and I love lifting. So depending on how I'm feeling after the Friday will completely determine what this session looks like. And it actually went really well. Like I'll usually warm up a few plyos and stuff, and I'll get into like some power snatch work. And if the power snatches feel awesome, I'll generally get stuck into doing some like build-ups, probably at around that sort of 100, 110 range. And I sort of know where I'm going to be at if I can pump out a few 100s and 110s, they sort of fly, and I can sort of hear the noticeable like hips and then feet hitting the floor. So that's what was happening with these 100s and 110s, and catching these relatively high. I was like, okay, let's see what we can do. And we sort of like 120 power snatch into full snatches and just like debatable second reps. And then I was like, you know what, let's hit some 130s today. So jump from 120 to 130 again, no 125 in between, means I'm pretty fired up and ready to go. So that was the first one, little save. Then I hit one in between this. So someone walked in the way, so I just like, I didn't want to put it in. This was set 4, again, just like pulling through, catching nicely. And then set 5, I was like, alright, let's try power it. Got pretty close. Probably should have loaded 135, hit a few singles, but I was just thinking about saving it for next time. Then moved to power clean, similar thing, like just trying to do some heavy-ish doubles. 140 has been like that sort of weight I've been trying to do. That was beltless. And again, when I'm doing beltless stuff like that, I'm like, and catching it that high, I'm like, okay, let's try and push for 150. And that's what we did after a quick 2x2. First rep, awesome. Second rep, not as awesome. I just did this weird thing with my foot. And I think there's a little bit of fatigue that sort of comes in this with the day before, plus also all the snatching I did. But yeah, I think building out the sort of doubles here is going to make a massive difference when I'm just going towards those heavier sets. And you can see how low they were, like debatable power once again. And then pulled it together for set 4. I think we missed one in between again. So people walking like that, which is fine. It's a fucking public gym. Then 4x2 on squats and some accessories. That's pretty much the week. I hope you enjoyed my awesome week of training, because I certainly did. Next week a little bit shorter. I'm actually getting married next week, and then I'm going away on a honeymoon. So we'll just see how training looks for the next few weeks. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.